Hello, hello, hello. Uh-oh. I'm never ready. Hi, everyone. My camera was not set up, girl, but I'm never ready. Welcome to a special Sunday edition of Kelly Corinne Show and Nora Christine Live. How are you doing today, Nora?
Well, I hate to say I told you so.
No, you don't.
It's one of those moods.
No, you don't. I love to be right. I love it. I love to be right. What's going on, Chip? How you doing? Hope all is going well. Um, Look, we called it. We called it on Sunday. We went not no, it wasn't Sunday. What was it? Friday. Friday, you
Mhm,
guys, Nora and I went live. We said, hey, looks like we're gonna be in World War III, guys. Get yourselves ready. Go to the bank, stock up on water. And you had the date, friend. I got to give all. Nora had the date. Nora said something's going to happen Sunday. Now,
mhm,
you may be thinking, well, Kelly, this was yesterday. It was Saturday. Well, it was Sunday in Iran. So you still were right,
mhm.
friend.
Yep.
You still were
The
right.
June 22nd. And what was the thing I told you? T 50, 70 something years ago to the day, um,
I can pull it
Hitler did
up.
a similar thing. Yeah, let me pull it up. Sorry, I'm all over the place. But
No, no,
yeah,
no. Keep talking. Keep talking. I can
oh,
pull
you're
it
going to
up.
pull it up. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
70 something years ago to the day, Hitler basically triggered the same thing.
Wait, hold on. Because wait, did you send it to? Yes, here it is. Here it is. Wait, is this it? Because you sent me so much stuff. I thought you sent it to me on X. No, it's not in my X.
I think I sent it on Signal. Yeah, I sent it to the Signal.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys are not on Signal, I don't know
Here,
what
I
you're
got
doing
it.
with yourself. Okay.
Oh, he deleted it. Oh, shoot. So pretty much
Ooh.
it said June 22nd, 1941, Hitler attacked the Soviet Union, believing that Moscow would fall in a month. June 22nd, 2025, Trump attacked Iran, thinking it will fall in a day. I will tell you guys, my next prediction is by Christmas, we are going to see boots on the ground. I don't see Iran taking this lightly. If we don't come up with a deal, if Iran doesn't come back to the table and come and deal with Trump this week, by Christmas, we will see boots on the ground. I guarantee it.
Okay. Now, here's why this will be terrible. For obvious, aside from obvious reasons, people. I'll say this. I'll say this. Because you have to watch what you say when you talk about certain things. So first, let me play our disclaimer because I gotta cover my girl Nora. Okay, I'm gonna cover
Fair
you.
use disclaimer. This video by Kelly Corinne Show contains copyrighted material used for commentary, criticism, and discussion under the fair use guidelines of Section 107 of the Copyright Act. No copyright infringement is intended. Contact us if you have any concerns.
Okay, so that's the first copy, disclaimer. But the views of Kelly Corinne are not reflective of Nora Christine and vice versa. And we are going to preface this. Critiques of Israel is critiques of Israel. That is it. The Israel
Mhm,
government, we can do that. That does not
mhm,
mean we are anti Semitic. That does not mean we have any issues with anybody's religion, anybody's
mhm.
ethnicity, or anything
Exactly.
like that. Okay. No one is above critique. Excuse me. No nation, including America, is above critique. If I can critique America, I should be able to critique any other foreign nation. So that's that. We're getting that disclaimer out there. So I don't want to hear any comments. I don't want to get any emails, calling me any names or anything like that. And I'm sure Nora
Mhm.
doesn't either. So again, no one is above reproach. No one is above critique. So there, I'm
Facts.
gonna get. Thank you. So we're gonna get that out of the way. What's up, Kamal? What's up,
Hi,
Rush?
Kamal.
I hope you guys are doing well on this Sunday.
Hi,
Hello,
Rhonda.
Rhonda. So, with that being said, okay, this is where it's going to go left for me. People are upset with all the funding that is going to this country, to Israel. Okay, they don't like that. They don't like that. Okay, oh, every single state in America sends money to Israel. Israel has free education. Israel has free health care. We don't have that in America, so
Nope.
people are feeling a way about that. People don't like the fact that when we really think about it, Iran can Iran hurt Americans through the sleeper cells if there are sleeper cells? Yes. But if we're talking about nuclear warfare, we're not talking long range missiles here. The only thing they can do is flick with where they at. It's not going to reach over here. So my opinion, and most Americans, because we've done the research, you and I, is that they're not in support of this war. They're not. So that's
Despite the
where.
fake polls.
What'd you say?
Despite the fake polls, because very right-leaning polls who I believe are being influenced, let me say it like that, are putting out fake polls, and they're saying 60% of Americans agree with this. And I don't believe that's the case. I believe it's a
That's
lie.
fake news. That's absolutely fake news, because even Charlie Kirk did a poll, and Charlie Kirk is a staunch supporter of Israel. Okay, this isn't conspiracy here. This is a well-known fact. And even the people that watch Charlie Kirk, because I don't watch Charlie Kirk. I'm really not a fan. But the folks that watch him overwhelmingly didn't support it. In fact, let me Google that. Let me Google Charlie Kirk.
It was like 90% of the votes said no.
Yes.
And because the Hodge twins reposted it as a joke. What's
Wow.
interesting to me is the hypocrisy that's going on the right. I called it out last year. I called out the hypocrisy of the left all last year. And now I think 2025 is going to be on the right for me, because just last year, Laura Loomer, who is jumping up and down, if I could share that, well, when you're done, Kelly, I'll show.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I have not seen that. Dwayne, I got to check that out. Dwayne says, Kelly, have you seen?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about
USA is
that
on
too.
high alert.
Yep.
But yeah, I
Mhm.
just wanted to share this. Majority of Trump supporters oppose joining Israel in conflict against Iran poll. And again, this is Charlie Kirk's folks. So there you go. Okay. All right. Where's your you can pull it up. I'll
I'm
add
gonna
it.
share it now. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, what's interesting is just last year this time, or let's say last year a little bit before this time, like maybe 18 months ago, Laura Loomer tweeted when Trump was running against Nikki Haley. Today at Nikki Haley went on CNBC and called for the US to bomb Iran. Nikki Haley wants more war in the Middle East, which means more dead US soldiers. The only person who has proven that he won't create more wars is Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the pro-peace candidate.
And he was. Once upon a time, that was true.
That was before.
Yeah, once upon a time, that was true. But it seems as though, how do I want to put this? It looks like Trump is on board with Greater Israel. That's
Mega.
Yeah, mega. Make Israel great again. That's what it looks like to me. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm disappointed, and I'm disappointed with a lot of things. First of all, and we can put a pin in this Israel-Iran stuff. I'm tired of all these countries, if I want to keep it a buck. Oh, what is JD Vance? Because what is Omar saying? JD Vance said he wanted to bomb Iran before getting in office. I believe that, Omar. I never was a fan of JD Vance. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah.
I never trusted that guy. I didn't like him. But if I'm being quite honest with you, it's a lot. Trump has promised, and look, we're about 6 months in. I'm going to need some results. First of all, you're not deporting at the rate that I feel like you should be deporting. If you're trying to take the title from Barry Soetoro of deporter in chief, you gotta step it up. Okay. And
Facts.
thank you. Then you back down as far as saying, oh, the people that work on the farms and the hospitality industry, well, we're not going to mess with them. No, mess with them. Get them up out of here. Because last I checked, the whole point of this is because, not the whole point. One, we don't know who these people are. I mean, they could be criminals or whatever. Number two, well, they were taking American jobs. So if you're not going to deport the people that actually are employed, what are we talking about here? I want them gone. I wanted the criminals gone, which they did round up most of the criminals. Second, I want the employed people gone, so those could free up jobs for the rest of us, for Americans. And I don't know why, and I'm going to say it, y'all, because that's who I see saying it. You dumb Negroes, okay? And I can talk like this because I am a Negro, but I keep seeing these dumb Negroes saying, well, I don't know any Black person that wants a job, on a farm or picking fruit or, this type of job. That's because you got a job, okay? Somebody that doesn't have a job, maybe a person that's a ex-con where they're not so picky,
True.
I think they would want that job if you're paying them a fair wage.
Skill sets.
What'd you say?
Or old and they have no skill sets, because there are people that aren't technologically savvy and they can't,
Yes.
they're good at farming and things like that, So I don't know. I agree with you. And the problem is, and I'll
Yes.
say this, if they weren't undercutting the wages, then Americans would take those jobs. If
Thank
they
you.
weren't, if there weren't people willing to take $7, $8 an hour, $10, $11 an hour to go work that, then they would be paying livable wages, which are at least $15 and up. So I don't
Right.
know.
I'm with you. It's a stupid comment, and you can't speak for everybody else. Just because you have a job, that person that doesn't have a job or may want a second job, and they can't because somebody's taking it. And what I do know is where I live, a lot of these DoorDash people, those jobs are illegals, do have those jobs. And they have a whole waiting list for
And think about
DoorDash,
it.
and people
DoorDash,
want those
these people
jobs.
have to be making $7, $8 an hour too, when you really think about the breakdown of it. They're not making tons and tons of money doing DoorDash.
And here's the other thing, because I talked about the story about the poor woman, the poor Black girl, Chanty Dixon, who was unalived by an illegal immigrant who was her Uber driver. She was leaving her place of business or place of work late at night. She was great. He raped her dead body and unalived her. And I don't know, but there are plenty of people that would like to drive for Uber, okay? Or there could have been an American that took that fare, okay? But instead, it was this disgusting human being that took that job and unalived that Black woman, beautiful Black woman too, by the way. I need to pull up a picture of Chanty Dixon. But go ahead, friend.
I mean, going back to the delusionalness of these liberals, because they were delusional when it came to the illegals and the activity that they do, and now they're delusional now because they're posting pictures like, I stand with Iran and I support Iran. And like, let me be clear, although I'm critical of Trump for what has been done, I will never sit there and say I stand with Iran and not support our troops.
That's insane. That's an insane statement because, well, the poor folks over at Iran, a lot of them don't stand with Iran. We know what happened with poor Masa Amini, the woman that was, great, unalived, all over the hijab, and so many women that, came to rally. They did not, I guess they didn't want to wear the hijab.
Hijabs, yeah.
Hijab, excuse me.
Mhm.
They were victimized. They were brutally great in the whole bid. That was a terrible thing. That was about 2-3 years ago. No, that was more than that. That might have been about 4 years. That might have been 4 years ago. Now
True.
It was horrible. So to say you standing with Iran and you're American, that's just crazy work. So I know, of course, I'm going to stand with my country. That's an insane statement.
Well, show it. It's on the screen.
Oh,
I just want people to see. I'm not making this up. I can't make this stuff up.
Let me Google this, Julie.
I'm going to click on her page. Let's see where she
click on her
stands.
page.
Hold on.
Click on her page.
First, she looks like someone of color to make it worse. Well, she's a
mixed.
typical deranged liberal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
of
go
course.
on over to Iran, Julie. See how that work out for you, and wear that because she does have beautiful hair. Wear that curly, beautiful curls that you got over there. Walk around in Iran. See how that
Look,
work
she
out
keeps
for
posting
you.
all this crap about Iran. What a logo.
She is a weirdo.
Wow.
She is a weirdo. People are sick.
Well,
Yeah, go on over there, girl. Go on over there. But let's put a pin in this Israel stuff, because y'all, it's been on and popping in my city. Y'all, if y'all don't know, I'm over in Washington. I'm right outside of Washington, D.C., and we have had some activity. I always say it, we're in the end times. I truly believe that. If you believe that, chat, put it in let me know. Let me know. Do you think we in the end times? It's biblically speaking, looks like it to me. But yeah, I think we're gonna be about it. I think everybody gonna be up out of this joint soon. Hold on. Dang, that's Ruby. Gotta call her back. So anyway, let me pull it up. All right. Okay, so here it is, y'all. So this is the National Mall. Okay, y'all know the National Mall. Y'all know the National Mall. Okay, Rhonda says you believe it as well. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So this is the National Mall. Y'all know the National Mall where they have all the marches, overlooks the eclipse. You know, everybody knows the National Mall. So, y'all, this what happened yesterday. Check this out. You're not supposed to drive there, okay? If you haven't, that's why there's no other cars there. There's no cars there. This guy in the Jeep driving like a bat out of HE double hockey sticks, drives over the lawn on. He's so lucky it's nobody over there, because usually it's a ton of people, and it's Pride going on. So people been out for Pride, all of that. Praise the Lord, nobody was there and didn't get injured, but he just cutting up. I mean, I said, what in the world? So that's that. That just happened yesterday. Then what do we yes, it was crazy, girl. Crazy, Rhonda. Then Nora had told me about this. I didn't even hear about this. Let me pull it up. Okay, let me pull up my clips. And something else happened. Oh, here it is. Y'all, then they had this some scary stuff happened today with this. Oh, wait, what is this? I didn't want to pull that up. Dang, where is my thing with the church? Let me go to my bookmarks. Where are all my bookmarks? Where are my bookmarks? All bookmarks. Because something happened in Michigan. Let me pull it up. Let me just have to do a search. Okay.
Wayne Church shooting. If you go on X and you click the explore button, it'll come up.
I just typed it. Okay. Oh, they found a dude already. Okay.
He look older than 31. They lying. He look like 61.
Look, I don't mean any type of racism. I don't know white people's ages. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not good at that. Like sometimes they will look young, sometimes they look old. I really, and that's just I think it's just a cult. I don't know, say not cultural. I don't know. I don't know. Cause it's some kids. I say kids, I'm grown now. Some people I went to high school, I went to elementary school with. They the same age as me. They look way older than me. But then I've seen some Caucasian people that look young. So I can't call it. I don't know. He looks to me, this man looks like he's about 40. I would say 41 to me.
He look like a meth addict. If he's 31, he's a meth head.
Probably. He clearly is imbalanced, but they have him here, Brian Browning. So here it is. I think this is it. Okay. Yes, breaking live footage of Cross Point Community Church in Wayne, Michigan. Wow. Okay, we're going to.
But that
Thanks.
doesn't,
I agree, Kamal.
for those of you who participated, thank you so much. There was a lot of energy to corral in every day. And our songs helped do that, and so did our games. But that doesn't mean that we didn't have time for Bible stories, science experiments, snacks,
That's a nice little
and
backdrop
learning
they got
important
there.
Bible verses that the kids could take with them. We hope that after the service, you'll stay and move around the foyer and let the kids tell you about the great treats we had this week, and have some too. Thank you.
Look at Shorty in the middle.
Oh. Come on, everybody to the back. Please, everybody
Oh my
come
God.
to the back.
How terrifying.
So
You gotta come.
what
You
he
gotta
did
come,
was
come on.
that what you don't see is he rammed his truck into the building and then he jumped out the truck with the rifle. So that's another thing to add about that. But luckily a deacon and a guard had a gun on them and they took him out. And that's what saved the people. I don't know. Let me see if I can see how many people were hurt.
This is awful. Let me see.
Wayne, Michigan church shooting.
I mean, that's you really want a first class ticket to hell.
Yeah, he
to ram your
FAFO'd.
truck. You just really want to go to hell. I mean,
And-
the last, what'd you say?
No. I was going to say, let me say this. Anybody that's a good shooter, we are getting to the point in this country where I highly would want them to carry guns with them at this point. Because between these crazy, I hate to say it, Caucasian assholes and the alleged sleeper cells, I need the good men with guns to show up, please.
You know what? I can't even blame. I'm not even gonna make this a race thing, because how many crazy shootings, and when I say crazy shootings, I'm saying something can pop off. People will go and shoot leaving a club. Black folks will do that, just anything. I think if you live in a state where you can carry, go ahead and do it. Unfortunately, I'm in a deep blue state and they make you jump through a million hoops to be able to carry. You have to go to a 2-day class that's going to start at $500. Additionally, you got to get the permit. Additionally, you got to pay to get your fingerprints. Additionally, you got to pay for the license. They try to price people out of actually being able to protect them. Then you have lawmakers that just do a lot of catch and release, no bond. So I think they want us to get unalived, in my opinion. But I'm with you, like Chat said, like Rhonda said, good on them for having protection. Good on them. I mean, just the times we living in, and I'll say this: how do I put it? You're not supposed to break the law, but some may have the opinion it's better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6. Take your chances. Do what you got to do. I mean, we in the end times anyway. That's how I feel about it. But that was really sick. That was really sick. That was really horrible. I feel so bad because some people, they just trying to go to church on a Sunday,
with the children.
With the kids. That's what I was saying. It looked like it was a kids.
Doing.
Yeah.
It was a kids event.
Yeah, thank you, Sunny. My girl Sunny watching on Instagram. Yes, we living on in the end time. Shout out to Sunny. How you doing, girl? I can't always see the comments. What's J. Owen saying? J. Owen saying blue states are so dumb when it comes to these GUN laws, and carry red states have so much better sense in that regard. Agreed. I don't know. Look, America, last I checked, every state in the union is supposed to be able to have the same constitution. Okay. 2A. You have the right to protect yourself. This is going to sound radical. I think every single state should be open carry. I don't think it should have to, because think about it. The way I look at it, every single state you have the right to the First Amendment. So why do we have all these provisions when it comes to the Second Amendment? It should just be blanket open carry. Now I think if you have you're a felon, certain things, mental health issues, we gotta have some parameters with that. But if that's it, you pay your tax, you don't have a record, you should be able to go to the store, purchase your firearm, have the whatever waiting period it is, 2-3 days, I don't know what it is, and you should be able to carry on your person, and it'll be what it'll be. Okay, that's how I feel about it. Yeah, Jay Owens feels me. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, anywho, Nora and I share a friend, my girlfriend Ruby. You guys, Ruby texts me this video. Now, here's the backstory because I want y'all to see this because I was like, holy smokes. Okay, so this man she says her husband sent this video, and a year ago, this man had predicted what would happen with Israel and Iran and the U.S. getting involved. So he has made another prediction, and we go on live watch it together. Let me get my little disclaimer going. I don't want no. Yeah. Okay. Now let me pull it up because I think you'll find this interesting too, Nora. Okay, so this is from Predictive History here on YouTube. Let me go ahead and subscribe, and I will give him a thumbs up as well. So we're going to do like a kind of a reaction video to it.
Hi, YouTube. Good morning from Toronto on a very muggy day.
When did he post this?
So last night, Trump ordered
It had to be yesterday.
Oh, it's recent. Okay, my bad. Sorry, because
Yeah.
I didn't have that context in my mind. Keep going.
the bombing of 3 Iranian nuclear facilities, and this will mark the beginning of World War III. So I have both good news and bad news. The bad news is we are now approaching the end of the world. The good news is this morning I will tell you how the world will end. So I'm going to look ahead and ask the most pivotal question of this coming war, which is, will the United States use ground troops? And as we discussed many times before in previous videos, if the United States were to use ground troops, then they would lose this war. It would mark the end of the American Empire, and it would probably ignite the Second American Civil War. And I think most people would be in agreement that using ground troops would be a disaster for the United States, and the United States should avoid using ground forces to the best of its ability. That said, I'm going to use game theory to explain to you why they will still use ground troops against Iran, even though it's a really, really bad idea. In fact, it would be a catastrophe. Okay, so let's do some game theory analysis. In game theory, we look at the different players. Here would be Iran, Israel, the United States. We ask 3 questions. The first question is, how do they themselves perceive the game? What game are they playing? How do they see themselves? How do they see their roles in this game? That's the first big question. Second big question is, what are their interests? What are their motivations? What are they trying to accomplish? What are their goals? And the third big question then is, given their role and given their interest, what is their optimal strategy in trying to achieve their goals? Okay, so given these 3 questions, we're going to look at how Iran, Israel, and the United States will play this game in this war. Okay, so Iran's probably the easiest to do, so we'll start with Iran. Iran perceives this
Ty City, I didn't take a wrench away. I wouldn't have did that.
war.
Let me go. I'm gonna make you a mod right now. No, I wouldn't have did that.
As the opportunity to achieve really important national strategic goals. The first is to create national unity and to further legitimize the authority of the regime. As you know, because of sanctions and because of mismanagement, because of corruption, this regime in Iran is not very popular. But if the Americans are coming to invade and overthrow the regime and sow chaos and destruction, then the people are going to solidly unite behind the government, no matter what government it is. Also, the Iranians see this as the best opportunity in a long time to finally destroy the American presence in the Middle East by forcing the Americans into a quagmire that they cannot extricate themselves from. As we discussed many times, supply issues in Iran will be a huge problem for the American military. They can get in, but it's going to be very hard for them to get out. And the third strategic national interest is to create global legitimacy by defeating the Americans, right? The Shia regime is trying to be the leaders of the global Muslim movement. And if they were to defeat the Americans in Iran, then they would become the de facto leaders of all Muslims in the world, surpassing Saudi Arabia. So those.
Okay, I'm gonna put a pin in this right now. Because I be having to process things. Okay. No, okay, so I added you, Thai City. So I don't think I had you as a mod. I think that's probably what it was. Okay, GDSOB says, "Ciao, Kelly friend. It's great to catch you live for a bit. Hope you have a blessed weekend, girl." Thank you. Appreciate it. Look, I am concerned, Dwayne. I'm concerned about it. I'm not going to hold you. I am concerned, but on a concern level, as far as 1 to 5, end of the world tomorrow, like post-apocalyptic world 5, I'm probably at a 2. I would say, yeah, I would say I'm at a 2. I'm at a 2. I'm not, it's like, I'm concerned, but I'm like not going to lose any sleep over it. And if I'm being quite honest, I already think we're in the end times. Like, I think we'll probably, I'm going to say it. If you guys have kids, I don't think you're going to have grandkids. That's my opinion. Sorry. I hate to sound like a Debbie Downer, but that's kind of what I think. So that's that. All right, Nora, thoughts on what the gentleman had said so far, and then I'm going to play some more of it. Oh, I remember you from Ricky Manners Live. Yeah, that's my guy. Okay, yes,
that's
I'm glad
nice.
you said that. Yeah, Ricky went early. Ricky went live earlier today. I got to go check his replay. He's great. Oh, I'll turn the volume up. Thanks, Michael Johnson. I'll turn the volume up. Well, go ahead, Nora.
So I would say my concern is a 3. Do I think that this is the end of the world? The Bible says we will never know the day or the time, so I don't know. I'm not God. But what I will say my concern is for the end of America. Yeah, I think we are coming to see the end of it, of the being the greatest country in the world. I do think by the time of my children having children, we will not be the top 10 anymore. I do believe that. I believe that if we send boots on the ground, this will be what bankrupts us.
Well, we all know who owns our money anyway, and we're not going to get too much into that. I was really hoping
this is going to be a proxy war. This is going to be it's really going to cause damage to Israel. They're going to be like our shield, but in a sense, people are going to use Iran as their shield, because I truly believe these countries in the Middle East that claim that they're friendly with Israel, they don't like them, and I believe they're going to secretly funnel money to Iran, and they're going to use Iran as their shield, just like Iran was using Gaza as its shield, because the reality is people are sick of them. That's what I think it's going to be.
People are definitely sick of them. That's for sure. Now, as far as him, speaking on the Muslims, them being the top, the because the difference. What is it? The sheiks and the what
Shiites and Sunnis.
The Shiites and the Sunnis. Okay. Which one are the 98%?
The Sunnis. The Shiites are the extremists.
Okay, and Iran are the Shiites. Okay, got it.
Right.
So it sounds like he's saying that the Shiites are going to rule over the Sunnis.
Right.
Which would be crazy work because that's like 2%, but then again, 2% of the world there's a population of people that make up about 2% of the world. That population, that tribe of people, I always use the word tribe, ethnic group, whatever you want to call it. That tribe of people, well, they own about, 98% of the world? The 2% own the 98%, the folks in that tribe. So it's not unheard of. It's saying it sounds crazy, but it's not unheard of. Ty, if you're watching, let me know if you're still watching. I'll send you the link because I'd like to hear your input. But please note, we're not talking about that orange man. I ain't. Trump's on a timeout right now. I don't want to talk about him.
Those are the three
I'm going to
major
talk about him at
national
some point
strategic
tonight.
Well, we'll talk because Ty can't stand Trump, and I get it. People don't like him. I get it. This is my thing. It doesn't matter who was in office. It would have went the same way. Okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody takes money from AIPAC except for Thomas Massey. So that's what it is. And it's everybody takes money from AIPAC except for Thomas Massey. The what's the stupid broad? AOC, but AOC has money from other, billionaire lobbyists, whatever.
MTG doesn't.
And who?
Marjorie Taylor Greene does not take money from AIPAC.
I did not know that. I did not. I thought the only one was Thomas Massey. Shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Interest of Iran. And now the question then is, how would Iran force Americans to invade? What is their optimal strategy in this regard? Because remember, the Iranians, they're not going to be able to beat the Americans in a conventional war. They don't have the technology, they don't have the weapons, they don't have the financing that the Americans do. So they're going to have to trap the Americans in Iran, encircle them, and cut off their supply lines and force a negotiated surrender. Okay, that's the optimal strategy of the Iranians. So why would the Americans be lured into attacking Iran on Iran's terms? Well, there's a concept in geopolitics, in political science, called the escalation ladder. The idea of the escalation ladder is that before a full-blown war can start, there has to be a certain process of escalation. And in this theory, the Americans have something called escalation dominance, which means that the Americans can always choose to use nuclear weapons if they feel they are losing this war. They are the hegemon. They are the global hegemon, and the Iranians are the underdog. So in theory, what they teach you in political science is that the hegemon has the advantage of escalation dominance. What I want to show you today is actually this theory doesn't really work, because escalation dominance, what it does is it forces you into reactions that may be against your best interest. So let me use a metaphor. Let's just say there's a bully in a high school, and he's been bullying people for a year now, and he's the biggest guy in the school. He's really mean, and everyone's afraid of him. He has a reputation for being a thug, and that's why he's able to accomplish what he wants to accomplish. Now let's just say that you're half his size. You want to start a fight with him. Well, you would think that would be against your advantage. But one advantage that you have in this fight is you can control the terms of engagement. You can calibrate your actions in order to elicit responses that are to the detriment of the bully. Okay, so what I mean by that is, if the bully punches you, well, you have options. You can choose to go to the principal. You can choose to not do anything, or you can choose to fight back. Okay, you have some options. But if you were to punch the bully would have actually no choice but to punch you back. If he relents, if he compromises, then he loses all credibility in the school. So he has absolutely no choice in the matter but to punch you back and punch you back harder than you punched him. And what this means is there are ways for you to calibrate your attack so that the bully is trapped. Okay, so for example, you might say some bad things about him behind his back, then he responds. And anyway, the point of the matter is, even though the bully is supposed to be the stronger player, he's forced by his reputation to respond in a certain way that you can control and calibrate. Same situation here with Iran versus the United States. The United States is a global hegemon. If Iran were to close off the Strait of Hormuz, if it were to attack Saudi Arabia, if it were to attack American bases in the Middle East, then the Americans must respond in a way that demonstrates escalation dominance. Okay, and so by slowly and methodically and steadily provoking the Americans in a way that seems fair and reasonable, then Iran can slowly force the Americans into evading Iran. Okay, it's going to be a gradual process, but the Iranians can do this. Remember, it's the Americans who first launched the first strike against the Iranians, and so the Iranians can now calibrate response in order to slowly trap the Americans in the Middle East. Okay, so from the Iranians' perspective, the optimal strategy is to force.
Okay, Nora, did you understand what he's saying? Did you did you understand? Like what? Because it seemed like he gave me a little bit of hope there.
I mean, not gonna lie. When certain people have accents, it's hard for me to follow along. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm with you, GD. I'm definitely with you. Thanks. You wait, what is Carter saying? Thanks. We can't trust no one. That's what he's saying. Yeah, look, Carter, GD, I'm with you. I'll trust nobody. They're not neither one of those countries, I feel like, have our interest have our best interest at heart. I don't neither one of them. Okay, let me see what he said.
Dominance. Okay, and so by slowly and methodically and steadily provoking the Americans in a way that seems fair and reasonable, then Iran can slowly force the Americans into evading Iran. Okay, so it's going to be a gradual process, but the Iranians can do this. Remember, it's the Americans who first launched the first strike against the Iranians, and so the Iranians can now calibrate response in order to slowly trap the Americans in the Middle East. Okay, so from the Iranians' perspective, the optimal strategy is to force Americans to use ground troops to invade Iran, and they can accomplish that by carefully calibrating responses in a way that forces the Americans to respond more harshly until finally the only option really is to use ground troops. Okay.
Okay.
That's the Iranian case study.
Okay.
Now let's look at the Israelis. Okay. The Israelis and the Americans seem to be allies in this war, but the reality is the Americans and the Israelis have divergent interests. America is the global hegemon. Therefore, it wants to be able to balance forces in the Middle East. Yes, it supports Israel right now, but if Israel were to become too powerful over time, then the Americans would start to back Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt. Okay, the Americans must maintain balance of power in the Middle East. The Israelis, on the other hand, want to be the dominant hegemon in the Middle East.
Okay.
There's something called the Greater Israel Project that among certain...
And that's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. Candace said it. We all know it. Wars are not just, they're not, nobody goes to war on the battlefield, okay? Wars are decided in boardrooms. That's what it is. Wars are decided in boardrooms. All along, they wanted Greater Israel. Okay, they want control of that canal over there. I cannot think of it. I cannot think of that canal, but it's a canal that they want control over. They want to expand. They want to build that third temple. Okay, and we ain't even gonna get into that because I don't want to be labeled any type of anti whatever, but it is well known and documented that they want to build that third temple. Okay, and once they get that third temple up, then they got to get this red heifer, because that's what's in what they believe. Okay, they got to sacrifice this red heifer. They already got a red heifer farm, y'all. Okay, they want to get that slaughter that red heifer, erect that third temple to usher in a religious ritual. Okay, and I'm not gonna get into that, but dude is right. Look, JD. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want no problems. I don't want no problem. I don't like what that nation is doing with our government. Okay, I saw a video. Mossad back in 2003 just walked into the Pentagon and was telling people what to do in the Pentagon. I cannot think of the guy's name. I'm going to find that video. Shout out to my fam in the chat. What's going on, Reinhardt? What's going on, cousin? Glad you could pull up. But yeah, can you imagine just walking up in the Pentagon, no clearance, no badge, and just telling people, yes, the Suez Canal, yes, the Suez Canal. They want control of that Suez Canal. They want Greater Israel. That's what they want, and it looks like they're not going to sleep until they get it. They just going to do whatever they want to do until they get it. Let me go back and play this man.
Circles in Israel is an extremely influential idea. Okay, and the idea is very simple. They believe that in the Bible, Yahweh, their God, gave the promised land to Abraham. That's a covenant. The promised land, though, extends from.
It's not the Suez Canal. Let me Google it, because Suez. That's Spanish. Let me Google that canal. What is that
It's
canal that
not
they
the
want?
Suez Canal. It's
What
the
is
Strait of Hormuz.
Thank you. JD said it. Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, the Suez
Sorry.
Canal has to do with Panama, and that is who
Right.
wants to control that is China or
Well,
BlackRock.
right, and BlackRock is already controlling that. So
Right.
in BlackRock, I think BlackRock has their headquarters in Israel, if I'm not mistaken. I got to Google that. I believe so. But BlackRock's already controlling the Suez Canal, and now they want to get if BlackRock's headquarters are in Israel, which again I'm not 100%. I'm about to Google it. But I do know that's one canal.
It's in New York.
Oh, it's in New York. Okay. Well, I just know Larry Fink runs BlackRock, and then you have. I'm hip. I know the saying JD. I mean GD, but you got they run BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. All right,
But
they run daggone everything.
No, I was just gonna say they do have offices in Tel Aviv and Dubai.
Thank you. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew daggone well I wasn't crazy. Yeah. Because our boy Stu Peters be saying it. And when I say our boy, I'm joking. Okay, so don't nobody label me nothing, because I watch Stu Peters. Stu Peters, is he a racist? Yes, but he puts out good information. I need to know it.
The Nile to the Euphrates, basically the entire Middle East is supposed to be what Yahweh promised Abraham. And there's a fanatical faction within the Israeli government that seeks to accomplish the promised land. And of course, if that were the case, then the main adversaries to this project would not be the Iranians or the Saudis. It would actually be the Americans, okay? Because to accomplish the Greater Israel project, then Israel needs to remove America from the Middle East. So how can Israel do this? Well, let's just say just hypothetically speaking.
Did y'all catch that? Dude said in order for Israel to move forward with the Greater Israel Project, they got to remove America. Okay, that's important. And I gotta run that back a little bit because I want y'all to really process this because dude is dropping some gems right here.
As Abraham, and there's a
so he's talking about the whole biblical aspect, and when excuse me, because it isn't biblical, the whole religious aspect. Okay, because I'm a Christian and my Messiah has already come and died and died for my sins. So we don't have the same Messiah, and that's nothing anti whatever. I'm just speaking on the Bible here because that's the one thing I do know.
Gave the promised land to Abraham. That's a covenant. The promised land, though, extends from the Nile to the Euphrates. That basically entire Middle East is supposed to be what Yahweh promised Abraham. And there's a fanatical faction within the Israeli government that seeks to accomplish the promised land. And of course, if that were the case, then the main adversaries to this project would not be the Iranians or the Saudis. It would actually be the Americans, okay? Because to accomplish the Greater Israel Project, then Israel needs to remove America from the Middle East. So how can Israel do this? Well, let's just say, just hypothetically speaking, the Americans were to invade Iran with ground troops, and they're stuck there for years and years, and they get nowhere. Now the American empire collapses. The American people revolt against the invasion of Iran. They refuse to serve. They burn their draft cards as they did in Vietnam. There's civil chaos. There's an emerging civil war in America, and now the American military is forced to retreat from the Middle East. What would happen in that situation? Well, the moment that the American empire dies, the empire of Israel is born. Why? Because controlling the Middle East, the American military controlling the Middle East is called CENTCOM, Central Command. They have bases, they have weapons, they have soldiers. If the American nation were to retreat from the Middle East, it does not mean the American military goes away. All it means is the American military will now become absorbed into the nation state of Israel, making Israel the de facto hegemon of the Middle East. Okay, that's the long-term play of Israel. It does Israel absolutely no good to defeat Iran. They need to both defeat Iran and America. Now,
did you catch that? It does them no good if they just defeat Iran. They have to defeat Iran and America. Okay. And this guy, he already made one prediction and he was right about it. Look, I see you in the comments. I see you in the comments, GD. Here's the thing with Nora. Let me know when you I'm gonna remove Nora. Nora, let me know when you come back. Here's the thing with Nick. Does Nick hate Trump? Yes, he does. But Nick been right on a lot. So that's why I watch Nick. Forget the racist stuff. I don't really care about that. Because people got the way to, they want to be racist, they can be racist, whatever. Nick been calling stuff. He been predicting stuff. The dude is smart. He's up on the geopolitical stuff. Stu Peters, he's another racist. But Stu brings real investigative journalism when it comes to certain things. And I know people hate him, and that's cool, but I can separate the two. So that's why I be watching them, because they really the only two that I know of that have a pretty much a daily show that are putting out a lot of the truth. So, and Candace does too. Candace puts out the truth when it comes to geopolitical affairs. But back to what dude was saying. Does Israel no good unless they defeat Iran and America?
Best way to do that is to entangle both into a war that will destroy the militaries of both nations. Okay, that's the optimal strategy for Israel, and that requires the Israelis to persuade the Americans to use ground troops to invade Iraq. Okay, that's the Israel case study. Now let's look at America. Obviously, America does not want to use ground troops because the moment that Americans start dying in the Middle East, the moment that they institute a draft, it will create chaos in America. People are going to protest, people are going to revolt. Politically speaking, it will be a quagmire. What the American empire wants to do is use bombing, propaganda, and financing, and this is something we discussed last video, to overthrow the Iranian regime, the Ayatollah, and its mullahs, and install a more friendly regime that they can control. And in that way, they can control all the resources, the oil of the Middle East, and they can control global trade as well. And they have to do this as a response to Putin's invasion of Ukraine, which really put the American empire on the back foot. Okay, so that's the optimal strategy of the American empire. Okay, to overthrow the regime with as little casualties as possible, hopefully through bombing, decapitation strikes, killing the Ayatollah, special forces strategies, basically. Okay, but the person leading the American empire right now is Donald Trump, and if we look at what he wants, it's actually not. It's actually different from what the American empire wants. Let's ask ourselves a question. What game is Donald Trump playing? Does he really care about Iran? Does he really care about the Middle East? Does he really care about Israel and Zionism and the Greater Israel Project? My guess is he does not care. What he cares about is maintaining his political authority and power within the United States. He also cares about destroying the global elite that, in his mind, robbed him of power in 2022. Remember, for Trump, the 2020 elections were stolen from him. It's something that he's been adamant about for the past 4 years. In fact, he stews over it. So he wants to get back at the global elite who stole the American election from him, and also.
Okay, I gotta put a pin in this, and then we're gonna come back to it. He's right. I agree with that. I don't think Trump cares about Iran. I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares what Israel got going on or Greater Israel, blah, blah, blah. I know he's, talks all this stuff like he the best friend to Israel and all that jazz, blah, 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 blah. You can think what you want to think. I think Trump believes that they tried to assassinate him. And when I say that I mean Josh Shapiro, I mean Biden, I mean the deep state. Okay. And I did a story on that. Very lovely Jewish woman had broke this story, had checks and balances and receipts to substantiate her claim where Josh Shapiro was behind the whole assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. And I'd have to go back into that. Okay, you hip, you hip, cousin. So I agree with that. I do think he cares about holding his power. And I definitely think him having a grudge with the deep state stealing that 2020 election from him, I think he got an axe to grind. I do. I believe that. Okay, my girl is back. Nora, I see you back. Okay, let me add you back to the stage. Okay, so I'm going to play it back. Yeah, dude is on the money. This man is on the money right here.
Wants to make sure he stays in power. That means
a little bit.
The 2020 elections were stolen from him. It's something that he's been adamant about for the past 4 years. In fact, he stews over it. So he wants to get back at the global elite who stole the American election from him, and also wants to make sure he stays in power. That means destroying the global elite and the American empire. Okay, so it's really a struggle between America First, represented by Donald Trump, and American empire. Now, you would think that this war between the American First people and the American Empire would mean that Donald Trump would not use ground troops in Iran. But what better way to destroy the American Empire than to give it what all that it wants? Okay, what better way to destroy the American Empire by making it arrogant, and by giving it all it wants, and by putting it in a situation that it cannot possibly win, right? So the idea is this. The idea is, at first, Donald Trump will seem to want regime change in Iran. And he may even commit ground troops. But as the American people start protesting, as there's violence and civil strife within America, as American soldiers start to die in Iran, as the global economy collapses, then Donald Trump's going to want to change his mind, right? But the American empire is fully committed to winning this war. It's all in. It refuses to surrender. And now a conflict emerges between the American empire and America First. And Donald Trump can now aggravate this tension by standing with America First over the American empire. And this would lead to a civil war. And you would think this is a bad thing, but a civil war and an unwinnable war in the Middle East are going to greatly enhance the power and authority of Donald Trump. So much so that he would probably be able to capture a third term. Okay, so
Wait, what?
It's really interesting in that.
Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the MFing phone. Hold on.
But isn't that what MAGA wants? They want a third term. They want him to run for the next 50 years, probably, if he was alive, if he'd be able to be alive.
Hold on, Nora. Hold the phone, because I gotta run this back. Because I be a little slow. I be needing to process stuff. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's all in. It refuses to surrender. And now a conflict emerges between the American empire and America First. And Donald Trump can now aggravate this tension by standing with America First over the American empire. And this would lead to a civil war. And you would think this is a bad thing, but a civil war and an unwinnable war in the Middle East are going to greatly enhance the power and authority of Donald Trump. So much so that he would probably be able to capture a third term. Okay, so it's really interesting.
Okay, so he's saying that you have the American Empire people, and then you have the America First people. The America First people will infight against the American Empire people. So America First folks, me and you, the people that voted for MAGA, not MIGA, okay, you know, there will be some turmoil, some cataclysmic war, civil war in the country, which would lead to a third term. And I do know if you are in war,
I don't think that he's saying that. I take he's saying that the left versus the right. I don't think it's just internal fighting with MAGA people or Republicans. He's saying that is going to be people fighting against each other, and that's what's going to be caused the entire country, not just the subset of Republicans.
Oh, I believe that. Yes, right. Yeah. Oh, yes, I'm with you. It's well. Here's the thing: we're not all of the right are all together. Just know what I'm saying. True. So
I know that. Yeah.
I see your point.
You're trying to fraction it out. You're trying to fraction it out to differentiate, because there is a civil war currently going on, I believe, on the right
in
side.
MAGA, within MAGA. Exactly. Right. Exactly. With on the right. Exactly. Absolutely.
Over the American empire. And this would lead to a civil war emerges between the American empire and America First. And Donald Trump can now aggravate this tension by standing with America First over the American empire. And this would lead to a civil war. And you would think this is a bad thing, but a civil war and an unwinnable war in the Middle East are going to greatly enhance the power and authority of Donald Trump. So much so that he would probably be able to capture a third term. Okay, so
Okay, now we got to put a pin in this, and we're gonna come back. Shout out to Mika in the chat. What's up, girl? How you doing, my girl? So Mika says, I don't think most people know constitutional law. The Corporation of the United States has ended. Oh, constitutional law. Well, here my cousin says it. Cousin says it's a civil war or any war. The president stays in power. Right? Yeah. Yes. Trump thinks he can serve 2 more terms. He's trying to do that. Trump is old. That is he's an old man. And I tell you what, now Nora and I disagree on this. If that old man can get rid of these taxes, I'll vote for his old ass again. I sure will. He could be on this goddamn deathbed. You get rid of these income taxes, and I get an extra. I ain't gonna say I'll get a whole lot of extra money on my check. Yeah, I'll vote for your old ass. I'd vote for the goddamn crypt keeper. You get rid of income taxes. I ain't even gonna hold you. But that's what me and Nora, we differ there. It is what it is, but it doesn't even matter. It wouldn't even be an election because it would be or a civil war.
I believe in the Constitution, and the founding fathers thought it was necessary to say 2 terms only. So I don't believe in having 3 terms, because I think it opens up to a dictatorship, and then opening us up to an imperialistic society. Because then he passed it on to a son, and then the other son, Barron's only 20, so he can live another 60, 70 years, and that basically, where are we set apart from North Korea and places like that we love to be critical of?
The world won't even be here that long. I'm with you. I truly don't even think this is just my opinion. This is just Kelly Corinne opinion. I don't even think we.
So why do we have 2 terms then, Mika? Yeah, he served 4 terms because there was an active.
It was active war. Yes, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. It would have to be a war for him to stay to get the 3rd term. I follow you guys, and you know what, Regina? I don't think you're wrong, Regina. I voted for the man. I do kind of think that. I ain't even gonna hold you. I do kind of think that. Yes, you can call in, friend. Hold on, let me put the number up. Let me call in. And I should have thank you for reminding me. Hold on. Sure you can. And okay. Where are my comments? Let me move the thing off. Hold on, girl. I gotta move the daggone banner off the screen, and let me remove this comment. There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, I actually do agree with you, Regina. I like the man, but I do kind of think he does give me wants to stay in power till he did vibes. I'm not even gonna hold you. Okay, so the phone line open. Hold on, let me pull it up on here too. What is a Google Voice? Google. I'll keep playing the video. So if you want to call in, or Mika.
It's really interesting in that all 3 major players, Donald Trump, Israel, and Iran, want America to use ground troops in Iran for their own selfish, individualistic purposes. And that's why I think ground troops will eventually be used in Iran. And I think what will happen is that basically all 3 players, Iran, Israel, and Donald Trump, will get exactly what they want. Israel will be able to remove America from the Middle East and become the Empire of Israel. Iran will unite the Muslim world behind its leadership. And Donald Trump will probably get his 3rd term. Okay, that's what I see the upshot of this war being. Now, this raises a lot of questions, though, right? I mean, if Israel becomes Greater Israel, and it becomes the Empire of Israel and dominates the Middle East, controlling oil and trade, then wouldn't the world unite against Israel? And unfortunately, that's part of the plan. That's part of the prophecy. Okay, and this is something that we will discuss in the next video. because using game theory itself is not it's not enough to fully explain and understand what's going on in the Middle East. To fully understand what's going on, in my next video, I'm going to explain to you the religious ideals, the religious
Wow.
obsessions
Uh-oh.
driving this war in the Middle East. I'm going to explain to you the idea of eschatology, which means the understanding of how the world ends.
Oh, did I do it? Hello? Oh, hi. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure. I'm gonna put you on the screen, and I'm going to cover up your phone number because I don't want your phone number to be for privacy. So hold on, let me add you, caller. Okay. Bear with me because I'm still trying to get the hang of this. Okay. Add. Wait, how do I do this? Okay. Share and wait. Oh, present. Oh, I have to stop sharing the share screen. Okay. Let me pull this up. Share screen. Okay. All right. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Nora, let me know if you can Nora, can you hear the caller?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this event that took place with Iran, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna cause a ripple effect, for them to kind of like, really step to the US, like, come on our
Yes.
soil and bang on us, And I don't think I wasn't prepared for that, Um, it's gonna be nasty work, man. Like, old boy, he's letting us know that it is what it is. He gonna bang on us. So we just gotta wait on that kind of react. You know what I mean?
I agree. It's really the ball is really kind of in Iran's court right now, as far as how they want to, react to it. And I'm with you. Iran is no pushover because a lot of people think this just going to be a walk in the park. And I don't think that.
Nah.
I'm with you.
Now, the only thing why I'm not really pressed about it is because Russia and China, they kind of left them hanging. Know what I mean? Right before old boy Trump, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Dropped them, you know what I mean? Them bees all over their spots for they nuclear facility or whatever.
That's true.
So that got me like, okay, maybe maybe it's like a pause, man. It's a pause, but you best believe, they're gonna do something about it, man. They with it, man.
I think they're gonna retaliate. I'm with you, caller. I actually do think they're gonna retaliate. But I appreciate you calling in and watching the show. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna take a few more calls and I'm gonna play the rest of that video the guy was talking. But thank you for calling in. Have a good one.
All right, no doubt. All right.
Bye-bye. Okay, y'all. Sorry about I don't have a thing to like I don't have a thing to like different to cover up the phone numbers and the whole bit. So y'all bear with me. Look, Ty City, you could call in too because you saying that's not what happened. I watch what I can. Hold on, Mika, I'm gonna call you and let me put the number back up for y'all that want to call in. All right, let me move the comments. And Mika, I'm just gonna call you directly, girl. And so y'all just bear with me because I do want to take these calls because y'all keeping up with this stuff. Nora be the one to hit me. But I'm with the caller. I don't think there's gonna be no walk in the park. That's just my opinion. And I think Iran, I think they're going. I hope they don't do nothing. I'll just say that. All right, Mika, let me pull up your number, friend, and give you a buzz. And let me I definitely want to cover your number up.
She said she's calling you now, Mika.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, watch your last live stream. Will do, Ty. Yeah, you can call in, girl. I'll oh wait, hold on, Mika. Hold on. I got the wrong one up. Give me a second. Okay. All right, cool. All righty. Yeah. So yeah, you can call in. And let me see. Let me go back to the man that was talking because he's dropping some gems. Okay. Boop. All right. Let me play. Oh boy.
Basically, all the major players in the game, Iran, Israel, even to a certain extent the United States, the Christian Zionists within the United States, see this war in Iran as the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. They really see this as the end of the world. And that's why this war is so scary for all of us. And so in my next video, I will reveal to you the religious dimensions of this war. Okay. Some other points before I conclude this video. Some of you have reached out in my last video and said that I should not reveal my public information. I shouldn't put my family in front of the camera. And you're absolutely right. Upon reflection, I want to thank everyone who voiced their concerns. Honestly, this is all new to me. I was a high school teacher teaching my students, and now I'm internet famous, and everyone's looking to me for some guidance as to this U.S.-Iran war. And I'm flattered, but I'm also overwhelmed by the attention. I'm an educator. I want to continue to educate people on how this war is going to unfold so that you will be better prepared. I see that as my mission. And so
Hey,
I'm going to
girl.
continue making videos. I'm
Give
going to
me a
continue as this
second.
war
Let me
progresses, explain
this
to you using
video
game theory
down.
how this war, how this.
Okay. All right. And let me pull this up because I don't want your phone number to be coming up on this joint. Because I don't. I care about people's privacy. Oh, what? They be blowing you up. Okay. All right. Okay. We cooking now. All right. Nora, let me know if you can hear Mika.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You're on the air.
All right. I can't hear Nora, but Nora, you know, I like you, but no. And Kelly, no, I am surprised.
What you surprised about? What you think?
I
Oh boy,
am-
don't want to be a dictator. I think you want to be a dictator. I do.
Who?
I think Trump want a third term.
No, he doesn't want a third term.
Okay.
Okay. So
Listen, I voted for Trump, but I hold him accountable.
Hold on, Nora.
Trump.
She can't hear you. She can't hear you.
Okay.
Because she talking to the phone. She not talking to the to us. Go ahead, Mika.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. You good? Nora was talking, but I was saying Nora could not hear. You could not hear Nora because you talking to me. But you good? Yeah, you on the air. You on the air.
Okay. So there's a couple of things. The first one is when you're talking about going into Iran.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, Iran's that whole missile strike, that has nothing to do with the actual citizens. So usually what ends up happening when we get into wars is that we're bombing the actual nation, meaning the people, the citizens, the government, everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we've been doing. Of course, you know, the Obama administration, you know, the Bush administration, and so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we've been doing. But this is not what we did this time. So since this is not what we're doing this time, there's different rules and regulations.
Yes,
it's not the same.
Right. I do know we just bombed the nuclear facility. I am aware of that, and I do know when it comes to
Correct, which is the reason why
got to go to Congress and the whole bit. Yeah.
They don't. Well, no, they don't, and that's why I said people don't know constitutional law, because if you actually go
I never
to
said
Article
he did
2,
anything that
you
required going
don't.
to Congress.
You don't have to go
be
to Congress,
clear.
which is why Barack Obama never went to Congress.
Mhm.
Okay, because if that's the case, Barack
This
Obama
was-
would have had to go for Yemen and Syria and thus the rest of those
Correct.
countries
This was
that
a
he kept on
tactical
bombing,
strike. You
right?
don't need to go to Congress
So
for this.
at the end of the day, you can bypass Congress because you are the president. The president has the full power of the military.
Mhm.
And every last president in our lifetime, we have seen it done. Okay. They use the war as an excuse with the actual people, so the people will back you, but that has nothing to do with what they can actually do.
Okay.
So that's why I said people got to understand the Constitution and what it actually says.
Mhm.
Because everybody thinks that, this person has to ask this person. It doesn't work that way. The president is at the top. Okay.
Right.
The president can declare
Mhm.
a lot of things, and they don't, but they can.
Right.
And then the thing with Nora, when I was saying no, was what she's talking about is the ratification. Okay, so it got ratified to have term limits, but it didn't at first.
Mhm.
So
say that one more time. Please say that one more time.
It got ratified.
Okay.
It got ratified. So
explain that real quick.
That's why we now have term limits.
Mhm.
But it didn't. So, but they thought the founding fathers thought they were doing a good thing by saying, okay, you got to elect somebody versus being a king.
Okay.
Right. So if we're electing people, then if we don't like this person, we can vote them out.
Mhm.
But just like with Congress, there's no term limits, right?
Mhm.
You can keep voting that same person in. And if that person has power or influence and money, they can keep staying in, like Nancy and the rest of them.
Right.
They're lifetime Congress people.
Right.
Why is that? Because there's money behind it. There's no term limits on it. That's how the presidency used to be until it got ratified.
Okay. Look,
that's what I was trying to say.
My position still stands. If that old man gets rid of income taxes, I'll vote for it.
I want
money.
So he can because again, that, and that's my area, right? He can because there is no law for income tax.
Mm-hmm.
That was a tax enacted during a war. It just never had a sunset clause. So there is no law actually for income taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You actually sign up and volunteer to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you do your 1040s and your W4s, all that good stuff, you're volunteering. But the problem with it is because it's been going on so long, if you take it away, there's no money coming in because the United States has literally made the United States citizens the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's no money coming in, where are you going to get the money from? That's why he's trying to do the tariffs.
Right.
Because that used to be where we got all of our money from, which thus we didn't need no income tax.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing we paid taxes on was sales tax, like what you buy.
Right.
That's actually the only tax that's in the Constitution.
Mm-hmm. Right. That part I did know, because I did know these taxes that we pay are unconstitutional. I did.
They're definitely unconstitutional. That's why nobody on Capitol Hill pays them.
Which is ridiculous.
That's why though.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody goes to jail for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But once you sign it over but the people that have to do it is corporations. And when you sign up to be an employee with your job, you're actually signing up to be part of their corporation. And that's why you have to do those forms.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Okay. Well, thank you.
So that is the difference.
I follow you. Look, like I said,
Trump can't survive a third term if he wanted to.
He's so old. I can't imagine. Because he's. I can't imagine him. What is he?
He's not trying to do a third term, but
I can't imagine him being that old and being the president. I truly can't.
he's not going to try to do that. The only thing is Donald Trump has to do the reason I'm just going to say this last thing. The only thing that Donald Trump is trying to do is everything so fast because there's only a certain amount of time and a certain window he's going to have where he's going to actually have the power to do something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because once this window is gone, it's gone. And you're going to see it because this is how it works. You're going to see once the other side gets back into power, how much political influence and money, big money, big packs are going to start coming in. How Russian influence will come back. You'll see that as well because Russia has always been in the Democrats' pocket. Trust me. So you'll start to see that come back in, and then it'll make it harder to get anything done for the American people. So you have to hit this hard and fast and get everything in while you can.
Okay.
People are just not used to somebody doing what they said they were going to do. So.
That is true. That is true. For me, he got to, how I feel. Hurry it up with them deportations, man. He has
get him out.
Get him out.
But I love both of y'all. I just had to tell them, no, I can't. No, they can't. No.
Look, you, my girl. We gotta set up our we got to talk offline because we got some stuff in the work, so we ain't gonna spoil it.
But I wanted to show y'all love because I just saw y'all online. I just got back in the house. So.
I appreciate you, but yeah, I'm gonna give you a buzz in a little bit, girl. Thank you for watching.
All right, love.
All right. Bye. Okay. All right, y'all, give me a second. Look, I do the best I can with the graphics and everything. Okay, Ty City.
Oh, Lord.
I'd love for you to call in.
I feel like
sure. Hold on. Give me a second, Nora. Ty, you welcome to call in. You welcome to call in, brother. Nora has folks on the right and the left that she talks to all the friggin' time. I got radical leftist family members. We can handle it, so you definitely welcome to call it. Yeah,
I probably will agree with you on some things because I stand on when is the winning going to begin. The only place I feel like I personally am winning right now is the gas prices, and that's going out the window as of today on the act that Iran's Congress did, and also. Egg prices went down. So that was a little bit of winning, but I'm waiting for the winning to begin. So I do want to clarify. I do clarify. You're right. It wasn't ratified until 1951. So yes. However, I'm still stand on that the founding fathers had an unspoken rule. They did not want to do two more than 2 terms because they did not want a dictator. That's the whole reason why they left England. They were sick of having a king. They were sick of having a monarchy and people just ruling and ruling and ruling and ruling. So yeah, the reasons why you should not want, and because I have to give my side on this, is why you should not want someone to have more than 2 terms is it encourages basically an autocracy, authoritarian autocracy.
I understand what you're saying, but I think all these presidents are perfectly fine with 3rd terms because they want power. So we can say that the founding fathers didn't want this and they didn't want that. 1, they did it in the ground, so we can't ask them. But 2, I think people want I think they want power.
I think that people don't want more than 2 terms because you're cheering for it now because it's someone you like. Imagine if Kamala Harris had 3, 4, 5 terms.
I do think a lot of people don't, but I think a lot of people are okay with 3rd terms for certain people, like you said, when it's people that they like. Now, this woman, I follow her on X, Tiffany Mood Nukes. She made this tweet and I saved it. She says, no $5,000 Doge checks, no Epstein files, no mass arrests for pedophiles, no COVID pandemic arrests, no arrests of, I got another caller. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see. Y'all give me a moment. Ooh, crap. Caller, give me a second, caller. You give me a second, caller. I didn't have my thing up. Give me 1 second because I know I messed up and I hung up on you. So you call back. If you call back, I'll be able to.
Oh no.
I'll be able to take your call again. My bad. I had took it off the screen. Okay, so this is what she says. Yeah, she says no abolishment of IRS, no deep state arrest of all those involved trying to assassinate Trump, no audit of Congress, just slaps on the wrist with strongly worded letters. Shorty ain't wrong. Now again, we 6 months in. I try to give grace. Okay, I can answer now. Allow this time. Hello. So give me a moment. I want to put this on the screen so your number isn't exposed. So I'm just gonna a little like a cover up because I know you don't want your business out there because nobody would want that. So let me no problem. Okay, and now I'm going to share the screen so they can hear you. Okay, you are on the air now.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so I'm ready for your comment.
All right. So I don't like the strikes because I think it's just going to cause more problems in the future.
Mhm.
Like it's not a permanent solution. It's just a temporary solution.
Right. Look, I don't like any of this.
I don't either. Yeah.
I don't like any of this at all, Mitchell. I think it's bad news. I didn't want us getting involved in Israel's
Yeah.
affairs. It's not good for the American public. Spaces, I am using Google Voice. Somebody in the chat asked me what I was doing to put this up. So I'm with you, Mitchell. Now I'll ask you: do you know anyone in your personal life that supports what's going on, that support, that actually supports Israel? Because I don't.
I mean, supports Israel. I mean, I support Israel. I don't support the strikes.
Okay.
But
okay.
Yeah, and like I don't support what they're doing in Gaza and
that's what I'm.
West Bank and
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't support that either. I don't either. And when I said
Yeah.
it supports Israel, I meant like, are you okay with American troops, boots on the
Nah.
ground in the Middle East?
Nah.
You don't.
One of the reasons I actually do support Israel though is because like they're one of our few allies who have actually like put their own troops and fought their own wars to an extent.
Okay.
Which is one of the reasons, like they are actually one of our better allies,
and they have great
like
technology.
they do our dirty work for us.
Yeah, and they do have really good technology. I know they have like really good technology over there.
Right.
Yeah, but look, I'm with you. I didn't want none of this, so I'm there.
But again, it's like you can like something that is so one of my biggest issues with the current state is just the polarization, because like it turns into like people are like, oh, you support Israel, you support the genocide, etc., etc. And it's like, no, I support Israel, but like I don't support them doing the genocide. It's like you can have the same thing.
I think I don't know anyone personally that supports the genocide. I don't. That's just
I do.
You do you, Nora?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, my co-host, she said she does. That's crazy. But yeah,
because
I can reason, to be honest. I still just don't support it though.
I understand. I'm with you. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Mitchell, and watching the show. I appreciate you. Yeah, we're gonna keep going live and keep taking calls. But thanks for calling in.
Yep.
All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Okay. All right, y'all. Give me a second. This is what I was saying, GD. I have always heard that they have really amazing technology over in Israel as far as their defense technology. Nora, am I wrong on that? Isn't that what they're kind of like known for?
I mean, I think we taught them all that stuff though, like because we send our troops over there to train them.
Right. Right. That's so that's what I was talking about. Yeah, yeah. They have with the technology. Now I don't know what they got going on with that Iron Dome, because they said that Iron Dome was impenetrable, and then there was other stuff going on. So I don't know about that Iron Dome with that. But
GD, you're funny.
GD is back. Let me turn the comments off the screen because I don't want GD getting in trouble. Because GD keeping it real in the comments. Yeah, Mika says, yeah, they have great intelligence in text. Yeah. Okay, Spaces says, why not use StreamYard or similar programs? I am using StreamYard, Spaces. You said what program? I thought you were talking about for the phone call. I am on StreamYard right now, but the reason why I had to put the graphic up is because when people call in, when I add them in so you guys can hear them, I don't want their number to be shown, because the mechanism, that the program that I'm using for the phone call for you guys to hear is Google Voice. So when I add the screen for you guys to hear the people, I have to add the screen, but their number would be exposed, and I don't want their number to be exposed. So that's why I put the little graphic up. But yes, I actually am using Google Voice. Yes. So that's why I do that. Palantir. Look, that's why I'm not a fan of JD Vance. That's why I'm not a fan of JD Vance. JD Saab, GD, is because of his connection with Palantir, with Peter Thiel. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. And we can disagree on that. I know some folks in the chat, they like JD. I don't trust that guy. And as far as Palantir, Palantir is nothing but a branch of the CIA to spy on us, for us to have absolutely no privacy. And y'all can call in and we can argue about this too. But I don't like Palantir. I don't. They want face recognition stuff. I'm gonna tell you who else I never liked and I never trusted. Elon. Okay. First of all, I don't really like any billionaires. There's not a billionaire really I trust. The only one that I really trust is Trump. And that's because when Trump was in office, he was the only president that got in office and lost money. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm corny. I think the dude really does wanted to make the country better. And he's been saying the same stuff. Yeah, he's been saying the same stuff since the 80s.
I do too, but I stand on, I don't think this is the same Trump. And I had a watershed moment this week that it's just not the same person. For whatever reason. I don't know.
Here's the thing, and look, and Mika said still losing money. Yeah, I hope he's winning some lawsuits. I hope he can recoup some things. But that's where I'm at with it. I trust Trump. He's been the president before. We had a good run under him. I hope. Yes, Elon. Oh, he might. Right, he is African. Right, he is. Who else? Who's another African American I like? I like that guy over. No, he the only one. I'm trying to think. He the only African immigrant. Who's an African immigrant that I like in America right now? I can't think of nobody. I got a homie from South Africa. I call her South Africa. I saw her last night. My friend's dinner. I'm trying to think of any actual Africans. I don't like Charlize Theron because I don't like what she doing with her son, dressing him up like a little girl. I don't care for that. No, I'm no fan of Elon. Elon trying to put chips in people's brains, and I don't support that. I think that's crazy work. I know he talking shit, Mika. I know he is.
Shout out to Mitchell. He found our page through Enzo's Discord.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Enzo, friend to the show, Enzo. I got to bring Enzo back. But Nora, you said you had some clips. So whatever you want to add those, go ahead. I'll add them up. Yes, she is. She's in that Hollywood satanic cabal. You're absolutely right, JD. Well, this is what they do, and I'm going to be careful. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is my conspiracy, allegedly, all of that jazz. I don't want to get in trouble, but they say on the interwebs, this is just talk, what they say on the interwebs, a lot of these elite Oscar winners, they have transgender kids. Now, once upon a time, people would say you had to do certain things to garner favor with Baphomet, with Baal, if you will. And now one of those things is having a transgender kid. Because you know who else has a transgender kid who's won Oscar? Robert De Niro. And people say, well, Robert De Niro, he was already famous. He was already rich. His kid coming out trans now. Da, 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 da. Well, here's the thing. There's no statute of limitations when it comes to these sacrifices, when it comes to this stuff. So he might have just reaped all the rewards early. And then on the back end, that had to happen. Okay. But I'm a crazy kook, all of that. D Wade, he's another one. Yep. He's another one. And somebody could say the same thing. Well, D Wade was D Wade. He was already in the league and blah, 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 blah. Well, maybe, maybe he had to do something for that crazy, radical feminist wife of his to have a baby with, through the IVF or whatever, because she couldn't, and it's not me talking bad about the woman. She had a lot of struggles with conceiving. She had 7 miscarriages. Okay. Maybe he had to sacrifice one kid to get a new kid. I don't know. I just say stuff. Yep. Magic Johnson, another one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And technically, EJ isn't transgender, but he dresses in the, EJ does his thing. I don't know. I'm not even going to speak on Magic Johnson because I don't know what Magic Johnson got going on in EJ, so I can't even speak on it. Ooh, my husband's cooking something to smell real good up there. Okay, I see it, Nora. I'm gonna put it up. Go ahead, you can play it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Is the United States now at war with Iran?
No, Kristen, we're not at war with Iran. We're at war with Iran's nuclear program. And let me just say, Kristen, that we're incredibly grateful and proud of the American Air Force pilots who did an incredible job last night. The operation was really extraordinary. These guys flew from Missouri. They didn't land a single time. They dropped 30,000-pound bombs on a target the size of a washing machine and then got back home safely without ever landing in the Middle East or ever stopping other than to briefly refuel. And of course, they did that in the air. So it's really an incredible operation, a testament to the power of American military. And I think what shows what can happen when you have that great American military in the hands of capable presidential leadership. What we did is we destroyed the Iranian nuclear program. I think we set that program back substantially, and we did it without endangering the lives of the American pilots. That's an incredible thing, and I think we all should be proud. Whatever our politics, we should be proud of what these guys accomplished. A very, very high impact mission under a lot of pressure.
Is the United States...
Okay. So what I wanted to say about this is he said that they destroyed it, but the intel that I'm getting is that it was barely damaged. Like it wasn't completely obliterated like the way that they're making it seem. Also, he gave them advance notice, so I don't even think anyone was inside. I mean, so shout out to him for being, I guess, that nice to the Iranian scientists by giving them notice to leave. But I just think that a lot of this is theater. And what I'm thinking, the reason why I think he's doing this is one of two things. He's trying to give our greatest allies a win to say, hey, yeah, I did. I helped. I took him out. I blew it up. But I don't think we should be involved anymore. I'm hoping that that's the case because that's what a report that I'm reading is saying.
And one thing I will say about Trump, dude's playing chess. Dude is playing chess, like him or hate him. Dude is playing chess. This is chess, not checkers. Well, where was that from? I can't think. I gotta think for a second. That's what he's on. You may think he's doing something. Next thing you know, he on to the next. I don't know if he coming or going. I ain't gonna hold you. So what I got? Somebody done put something in the chat. So I can't call it. And even with that, that's smart to me. He gave them the heads because he didn't have to do that. Gave them the heads up so the scientists didn't all get unalived, whatever. it is what it is. You know, I will say it. Yes, thank you, training day. Yes. Look, y'all be on it. Y'all be on it. Hold on, because I gotta play this. Hold on.
Oh, your training day clip.
Shout out to UJ Owens. Shout out to UJ Owens in the chat with the with the alley oop. Okay. My man. All right. What Mitchell say? Mitchell, you in here cooking? What Mitchell say?
He said he sees this as Trump just wanted to hurt China's oil supply.
Okay. And then we got Mika says, no, the reason why he did it is so that Israel doesn't have an excuse to go over there. Girl, I hope not. I hope that Israel better sit tight. I don't know. And here's the thing. We all saying they're going to retaliate this, that, and the third. It really could be a nothing burger. It really could. Like it really could. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to be hopeful. Okay. Mika says he's playing chess. He can't just tell Israel no because there are too many dark suits behind Israel. Facts. Because I truly believe Deep State was trying to take him out of here, and it wasn't no daggone Iran. That's what I think. It wasn't. We can agree to disagree on that chat. Okay, what's going on? TMH child, we got what's going on? TMH child is in the building. I ain't mad at you in the building. What's going on? Iran not retaliating. Look, Mika, you and Nora should take a bet. Y'all should put a bet.
Okay, so let me say this, Mika. After reading the reports I'm seeing, I do agree with Mika. Like, because I've been reading stuff as we've been online. However, if he really did destroy their nuclear sites, if it was as bad as I thought it was initially, hell no, they was going to retaliate. I think that they were. But I agree based on it being minimal damage, I don't think so, because I've been reading stuff the past like hour that's come out. However, I don't know, like it's all a bunch of theater, because they're saying that there's sleeper cells here, and that they're going to activate them, like all this craziness, but it could be theater to distract Israel, or our greatest ally. Let me not say their name. It could be a distraction because Trump and Iran could secretly be working together as a distraction. Because again, Mika had a good point. He had to do whatever it took to prevent boots on the ground, because I don't think he wants to be the president to send boots on the ground after he said for like 12 years, like no more wars.
I agree. Yeah, my girl Mika definitely knows her stuff. Very, very knowledgeable when it comes to this stuff. Absolutely. Reinhardt cousin, I think you subscribe. If you don't, you definitely should subscribe. I put her channel in the comments, and I'll put Nora's as well. Let me see. Oh, let me put the phone line. If y'all, if somebody else wants to call in, I'll put it because we can go for it. We can go for another 10 minutes because I know Nora got stuff to do. I know y'all got stuff to do. Let me pull let me put the thing back up. Because I think, because I can smell that food my husband was cooking, and I'm say, ooh.
She don't care about me and my stuff to do. She just wants to go eat.
I want to see. Yeah, it smells good. I think you cooking some fettuccine Alfredo. I think.
Shout out to the husband for cooking.
Yeah. Well, he knew I was going live. Yes. Please hit the like button. Yes. So we will take another call. Now, let me see if I had something else to pull up. But Trump got to hurry up with these daggone deportations. Oh, I will show this. I do got to show this. So commercial, we got some bills to pay. So thank you, Nora, for putting your channel in there because I'm trying to do everything. I will say this. If you are not subscribed, cousin, I need you to subscribe to the don't. When I say cousin, this is my cousin. This is what I'm talking to. Cousin, I need you to
Aw.
subscribe to
Shout out, cousin.
to the Don't Piss Me Off morning show. TMH Child, he be in there. He be in there. I see him in the chat. So we're gonna pull it up. I'm gonna drop it in the chat as well, so y'all can go ahead and subscribe, because we will definitely be live Monday. And let's play a little clip. Let's see what so y'all know what you tune in. Huh?
Play the child support clip.
Oh, well, I don't even have that one queued up. Let me
I got it.
Okay. Let me see. Add it to the screen. Add it to the
Okay.
Thank you, Mika. If you haven't pulled up,
Lord.
I'll add it. Because let me see. Because and what's his name? Black. I'm so slow. Black. He clips the videos up. So if you just you subscribe. Thank you. Logical thinker girl, check your email. I'm pretty sure I sent you an email because I want you back on the show. Because I got my schedule set up. And actually I'll just send you the schedule, and you could let me know. Thank you. We have a super chat from my girl. Let me see, from my girl, Mika.
That's big pause. I mean, I deserve it though. I put in work.
I deserve it though. I
Thank you,
put in
Mika.
work. Thank you, Mika. Mika writes $4.99 super
Sorry, I
chat.
was
Keep up the good work,
distracted.
ladies. Appreciate it. Okay. I thought you was gonna see. You were supposed to pull up. I thought you was pulling up the video.
My bad. Okay, I haven't pulled
It's
up.
okay. It's okay. Let's see. Oh, I'll play this and then we'll play another one.
I think you should play something
y'all
with you in
feel
black, because the video I
horrible.
got is not with black,
You
and
need
that's
to
only fair.
take some. You need to put some NyQuil on your chest and put an onion on your foot and wrap it in a sock.
Vapor rub.
An onion on my foot. Yeah,
heard that.
man.
I heard that on TV.
They're gonna get rid of it.
I heard that on TV before. I don't know if it's true.
I took
that sounds like some
country
voodoo.
shit.
I took home remedy advice from the chat one time. Defo had me putting breast milk in my motherfucking eye. I went to the doctor. This man looked at me so stupid.
Why would you do that?
I had a red eye. And they were like, just put some breast milk in your eye. Put some breast milk in your eye.
That'll worsen it. That you could have gotten infected.
Bro, that's why I had to go to the doctor.
Yeah, no. Mexi Mafia,
like,
shame on you guys.
Man, bro, I'll never listen to the chat again, man. Them folks trying to take me out the game, G.
Yeah.
Man, you just probably didn't apply it right.
Them folks trying to take me out the game with some breast milk, dog.
Would have had you like
Look
Carter
here, I'm gonna
having
show
your
you something,
cornea
Kelly.
removed. Yeah.
I'm gonna show you something, Kelly.
Not cornea.
You won't be a big conspiracies and shit. Wow, check this out. Watch this.
My record is pretty good with the conspiracy. I saw this. This was hilarious.
Rare conditions this day and age.
Is it a conspiracy?
So much rage.
I don't know.
Strangest addiction you'll ever find. Some people say that he's losing his mind.
Look at
Well, then there must be some magic juice.
Would you? Oh yeah.
Because you're not they can't say her name legally.
Don't care.
Man, look at this. Hey.
Ma'am, they'll busted over everything. It's the biggest break. Tangerine.
Look, I'm gonna tell y'all something about AI. We're gonna die in about 15 more years.
Yep, most likely.
Oh, yeah. Y'all better learn. Y'all, I'm telling you, Twin got my back. She already told her AI buddies about me. Yeah, y'all need to get some type of alliance going on with these folk, bro.
I will never have a
You think
robot.
Twin gonna turn her back on AI on you? Shit.
Twin not turning her back on me, man.
I will never have a robot. This is a robot-free house.
Twin is the most loyal chick I know.
That she's fine because she can't put her steel claws into your shoulders. They trying to put these robots out now. And they got
They
these
begging.
robots.
You see that movie Begging, right?
I can't wait to get one. Bro, you know how close women are to being replaced?
Oh, I know. I did a whole show about it. I did a show
All
about
y'all
it.
can offer a nigga some pussy out the wow. Because when I get this robot in here, Megatron 3000, washing dishes, cleaning, and I ain't got to hear no back talk.
Megatron 3000. It is gonna back talk.
What the hell?
It is gonna back talk.
Now it'll talk back, but it won't back talk.
Right. That's a bar.
There's a difference.
That's a bar.
Once they have that technology, they have this technology. I can't remember what it was, but I did a show on AI. It can learn. They are gonna want independence. I played this game. It's called Becoming Detroit. They're gonna want their own autonomy because they can think. Oh man, you're living on the edge, man. You're living on the edge.
I love technology like to the core.
I do too. Look at that shit, y'all.
Oh no.
And you know how strong that robot is?
I'm good. That's all I need to see.
That's probably a real woman, man.
You ain't finna be grabbing me like that, like I'm your bitch or something. Hell no, fuck that.
Listen, cuz I'm going with it, bro. But speaking of, I am working with AI right now. I'm trying to come out with a mini series, bro. It's called Operation Dime. So my plan is to start like an animation show where I'm the landlord and Diamond is my tenant, and like I'm gonna be doing like all type of shit to her. Like so y'all be looking out for that, cuz.
That's good.
Not the straw.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I do.
Okay.
I might get in trouble.
So I got one more. I got
trouble.
one more clip. And then I'm gonna let y'all go because my girl did a react. Okay, hold on. What is Jay Owen? Jay Owen says Trump might have been foreshadowing with the whole fake news thing because the clips I've seen look real bad. Trump has been right about a lot. Like you like him or hate him, dude got a good record. Okay, when it comes to these conspiracy theories, I'm probably like 0-20 up. I'm up. I can't remember the last conspiracy theory I've been wrong on.
Well, when it's true, it's no longer conspiracy.
It's not. Imagine arguing with your robot lady. Facts. Knock you in
My
the neck.
mom argues with the Alexa.
What does she be saying?
She's like, Alexa, I didn't say that because my mom has a Jamaican accent.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Alexa off. See, look, she's talking to me.
Look, Regina 2K, he is hilarious. Okay, so we got another clip. Spaces was in the chat. Spaces is probably gone by now, but Spaces was in the chat. He was a guest on the Don't Piss Me Off morning show when Black was out. So shout out to Spaces for filling in for Black. We really appreciate it. And Nora did a reaction to it. So go ahead and play.
Niggas supposed to shut up and take it up their ass. That's your solution. Shut up.
And it sounds like you're saying we could just snap our fingers and change how it
changes. This is what I'm saying. Either do something about it or shut up. That's how I feel. Do something about it or shut up. And there are men that forfeit their right.
Y'all didn't do shit about y'all situation as women.
There's plenty of women out here that are struggling single moms and don't have anybody on child support, or they do put them on child support and they only pay a little teeny bit, or they only pay a little teeny bit.
Also, I want to know who these women are that are getting these thousands that y'all keep talking about, because I don't know these women. Not one of my homegirls get thousands. Please call me. I need to learn the tricks.
Sick of you bitches. I'm sick of you bitches. Y'all hoes will be fucking struggling like the rest of these fucking niggas if y'all didn't have subsidized programs to catch y'all every time y'all fucking fall. Y'all ain't no better than the niggas who you put no child support. Y'all ain't no better than the niggas. They have spent trillions on welfare. And them the same bitches that's telling us we ain't got shit. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Y'all just got somebody that's gonna look after y'all. There's no organization that's gonna do the same for me. So shut that bullshit up, man. You fools.
Do we think? No, we know that half the issue with child support is from you men. I need you to step up, do what you need to do, and you wouldn't be on child support. The reality is nobody wants the federal government in their business, the women nor the men. Also, just so you know, being on child support is required for you to be able to apply for most of these benefits. If men were doing what they need to do, women wouldn't have to apply for these benefits. That's the reality. Also, just so you know, if a woman was to take you off child support, the federal government still holds you responsible if same said woman and her kids go and request federal assistance. The reality is men need to step up, do their part, stop having sex with women unprotected, start making babies out of wedlock, and you won't be on child support. That's the reality. It takes two to tango. Two are responsible, not just one, two. And yeah, that's the reality. Men, stop crying, do what you need to do and handle business.
So you think
Okay. So really
Is
briefly.
still there?
He is. So
That went crazy.
really briefly, this is my opinion on it. And like I said before, I'm tired of all the complaining.
Thank you,
I'm
Rhonda.
tired about all the freaking complaining. This is how I feel. Okay. When it comes to this child support thing, this is the kicker. Nor you and 2K slightly do agree, because I've heard 2K literally say out his mouth, child support is for the guys that aren't taking care of their kids. Like that's what he said.
Right.
So when it comes to that, you know, if you're that's who you're supposed to put on child support. If they're taking care of the kids, then they shouldn't be put on child support. Now, me, I don't really have a dog in the fight. I really try not. I try not to really speak too much on it because I really don't know much about it. I don't have anybody on child support. I hope to have a child with my husband. I would never. We're married, so I'm not putting him on child support because we're married. But if the worst did ever happen, I still wouldn't put him on child support because I just wouldn't like just some stuff.
You would want to work it out. And let me say this: I have two kids' father. I'll be transparent. The first, I waited 3 years before I put him on child support. I gave him 3 years of opportunity to do the right thing. Okay. And unfortunately, he didn't step up in those 3 years. I had him on. And the other thing, Kelly, I got to say that I taught, we talked about this. The government does take a good portion of it. So it's not a benefit to the woman. He was sending me, I'll be transparent, $450 a month. I'll say I probably only saw $375 a month. That's how much they took in fees in the amount that he was sending me. So again, I want to know these thousands because I never got thousands. Also, so eventually when my daughter was about 5 or 6, like 4 or 5 years into it, we worked it out. And then when we worked it out, we had a hearing. And you know what the mediator said to him? They said to both of us, just so you understand, if I take you off, if comes a point that this person and her daughter needs to apply for assistance, then you will have to pay us back the back pay and you will owe moving forward. Wow. You get what I'm saying? So they were going to still calculate it for years and years and years, and he would still be in arrears if I ever apply for government assistance. Because when you apply for government assistance, they require you to put the man on child support. Luckily, and thank God, I've never had to do that. But I'm just saying, it's a requirement.
And this, thank you, GD, for coming in. And I will say this: for me, all the complaining is just annoying to me because what the red pill guys and what the manosphere guys will say, they say, well, women are competing for this top 10% of men. Like it's a small minority of men that actually are having the kids. More when it comes to black men, I'll only speak for the black community. When it comes to black men, it's more black men don't have kids than do. So the way I look at it, you dudes are the ones having multiple baby mamas. Yes, if the women are the problem, let's go with that. If the women are the problem, putting these men on child support, let's go with that line of thinking. But these guys, some of them will have multiple baby mamas. So why on God's green earth should I have sympathy for that guy? I don't have sympathy because you just like they want to shame women for having more than one child's father. Me, I'm not shaming no woman that chose to have her kids when she could have killed them. Okay, so that's me. I'm not doing that. I don't care how many kids you have. Even people say, well, you shouldn't have kids, you can't afford them. Yeah, I agree with that. But they also could kill him, and I'd rather them not kill him. That's just my opinion. But that's a conversation for another day. But these dudes, y'all will have multiple baby mamas. You put yourself in that position, and then they want sympathy, or they deserve to have sympathy. And I said it on the show, and I'm gonna let us, because we 4 minutes over. I really don't have any sympathy, because at the end of the day, it's majority of judges are men, majority of lawyers are men. The judicial system is largely ran by men. So how are you going to put the blame on women? Like, I don't know. But for me, I'm tired of the complaining. I don't like it, but I will have a show at the end of the month about baby mama drama, child support, and the whole bit and that's going to be interesting. And okay, I'm going to read some comments before I wrap this up. Rhonda says, where do we send topics for the Don't Piss Me Off morning show? Oh, easy. You can send them to the Instagram. You can send them to either me. I run the Don't Piss Me Off morning show Instagram page, and it's exactly what it sounds like. DPMO morning show Instagram. Just pull it up on Instagram. You can send them there, or you can email them to the Don't Piss Me Off morning show at Gmail, or you can send them to DPMO morning show TikTok, and Black will get them. I think it'd be better for you to send them to me, because if you send them to me, then I know it's gotten I can't speak for Black. I can only speak for me. So let me just go ahead and let me put that in the chat for you. And Nora, let everybody know where they can find you.
Hi, everyone. Shout out to the chat. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for Kelly for sharing her platform with me. Thank you for Mika for supporting and sending us super chat. And thank you to all the callers. You can find me on Nora Christine at Nora Christine Live. Also, I am the host and executive producer of The New Party. So that's at The New Party. We live stream Monday through Thursday. The New Party flagship show is every Tuesday and Thursday evening. And it's at 8 p.m. I don't know what the topic's going to be yet, but definitely come follow us, and we'll have the topic up by tomorrow. I'm still working on what we're going to talk about this week. It's just news is happening so fast. It's just changing. But shout out to everyone that watched. I appreciate it. And thank you for the kind compliments regarding the reaction.
Okay, and I will say this, because Spaces says, so are y'all saying we shouldn't listen to the needs and desires of women? I'm going to be honest with you, Spaces. I don't think women were the reason of any of this child support shit. I don't think men was like, I don't think, because let's keep it a buck. I don't think these white men, because that's who is majority in position of power over, certain things in the government. I don't think these white men was like, let's really listen to these women and help them with this child support and blah, 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 blah. And the reason why I think that is because I actually agree with 2K, where it's just about money. It's just about money. Okay. Like Nora said, there's a large portion of it because actually 2K said, he was like, they're geting paid. They get the money that, the court system gets the money.
Guys?
So that's actually what I think. And
that are getting the 1,000 plus, those are the low life women. I'm not going to hold you. And you know why they're getting that? Because they don't make money. But women that actually are professionals, hardworking, the go-getters, we're the ones that get screwed with that child support. And then we get a bad rap compared to the other women.
Well, and it's a multifaceted thing, because I do know often it's calculated by the incomes, the male's income, the woman's income. Right. I have a friend, she was going through a divorce. She gave her friggin' shout out to you, Uncut Underground. Shout out to you, full-time custody of his son. So my girlfriend, well, we're not friends anymore. She offered that stupid idiot of a husband of hers $500. All he had to do was pay $500, and I think the daycare, something like that. Right. Well, this fool wanted to play around, didn't do it. And he doesn't pay his bills, by the way. Like in general, he just doesn't pay his bills. So when they went through their divorce, the judge ended up ruling $1,900 a month. $1,900, because they calculated her and she was actually a full-time job. They calculated her salary, his salary, He had to pay that. He had to pay the bill of the daycare, the rears, because he owed $8,000 to the daycare. Because I told you, trifling don't pay his bill. He had to pay that.
True.
He got to
True.
pay $1,800 a
True.
month, and he had to pay. While they were married, half of the retirement that he was stowing all his money
too.
For the years they was married. Half of the money that he put in his retirement, she got that too. Now they was only married like a couple years, but she got that too. And I have no sympathy for the dude, because she said to him, she offered him just the 500. I don't know if it was just 500 and he pays for the daycare. She offered him a deal and he wanted to play around, and she said, well, I guess the courts will settle it. And that was on him. I had no sympathy for him. And again, to what I was saying about what 2K said, he the type of dude that wasn't taking care of his kid, because he was trying. I told you, he don't pay no bills. So he wasn't even taking care of his child. So I had no sympathy for him. He was a deadbeat. And it is what it is. Okay, TMH Child says, Kelly, 2K live in 30 minutes. Check. Okay, will do. Check his title. Tell me that's BS. Let me see what 2K talk about before we roll out. Oh, my cousin said he gave you a sub. 2K got
I appreciate
what?
that.
He's low. He telling the story. He got to be telling the story.
What's that?
It says, that Jamaican accent came out. It says 2K got kicked off YouTube for, maybe he's just talking about, maybe they removed the video, but the fact that he's able to even upload this, he didn't get kicked off
Wow.
YouTube.
Also, 42 rating already. Shout out to that. Shout out to him.
Let me go ahead, hit the notification. Yeah, I gotta watch that. But yeah, thank you to everybody in the chat for watching. Today's Sunday, so I will see y'all tomorrow, 11 Central Standard Time, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on the Don't Piss Me Off morning show. Nora, what you got going tomorrow? Y'all not going live. Are you going live tomorrow?
This is our final recap of the Diddy trial, because we anticipate a verdict by Friday. So we do daily recaps of the Diddy trial. So we do pop-ups.
Oh, okay, cool. You will be going live noon too, right?
Yes, potentially, but sometimes it changes. So
okay. So yeah, y'all go ahead, subscribe to Nora Christine Live. She was she went down to New York, or up to New York, was covering the story. She knows this Diddy stuff. What's going on? Space. So this is last thing, Kelly, check out his episode. Oh, I am gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it for sure. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching the show.
Go check out the Don't Piss Me Off tomorrow at 12. I don't really care if people show up for me live. Just watch my replay,
or you could watch Nora, or you could watch Nora live. Don't Piss Me Off
your show
replay
better live. You guys are fun live because it's more interactive.
We have a lot of fun.
Just check out our replay. That's okay. I'm okay with the replay because it's not as interactive as you guys.
Thank you, girl. All right. Well, that is it for the show. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye-bye.